Rushing to confess everything she knows, Se-ra calls Gu-won's attention and tells him that the real devil is Sok-min. He killed both his mother and his son, and he's also the culprit behind Do-hee's attempted killings. Consumed by anger, Sok-min told Do-hee that the chairman's kindness to her is her ticket to heaven because of her sins, especially to Do-hee's parents. Then he strangled Do-hee. He didn't mind the pen. Do-hee had managed to strike him on his arm. As Do-hee started to lose consciousness, Sok-min's body suddenly smashed into the wall. It turns out that the furious Gu-won appears and strangles Sok-min. Because of the commotion, Sok-min's bodyguard attempts to open the door, but when the door opens, no one is inside the office. Gu-won uses his power, and they teleport to the tower clock. Sok-min was held from his necktie by Gu-won. Even in this dangerous time, he tells Gu-won that he finally witnessed his power. He challenges Gu-won to kill him so they can both go to hell. But Gu-won informs him that even if he doesn't kill him, he can make his life miserable. Do-hee tells Gu-won to bring Sok-min to the police and let him pay for what he has done. Sok-min knows that no evidence will be found for his crime. But Gu-won notifies him that there is still one person, and it is Se-ra. Sok-min then pulled his necktie from Gu-won's grasp and plunged into the sky. Meanwhile, Se-ra goes to the police station and confesses everything about Sok-min's crime. The police notified Soo-an and Sok-hoon about Sok-min's situation. At home, Gu-won healed the bruise on Do-hee's neck from the strangling. The body of Sok-min is still missing. A visit from a worried Sok-hoon to check on Do-hee. Do-hee informed them about what Sok-min told her about Chairman Chun-sook's relationship to her parents' deaths. But even Sok-hoon didn't believe it and told Do-hee not to mind Sok-min's words. Gu-won hugs Do-hee as she tries to sleep. She wants to make sure Gu-won is present, so she calls him. He told her that she could call her anytime, and he'd surely answer every time. The next morning, at the church, the priest sees the news that Sok-min committed suicide and the killings he was accused of. At the company, the employees were bombarded by calls about Sok-min. Gu-won uses his power to avoid the media in front of the building. This time, it is Sok-hoon who receives a visit from Ga-young. She gives an invitation to Sok-hoon on her last performance as an apology for her lie about Gu-won and Do-hee. Meanwhile, the wild dogs obeyed what Gu-won told them. They start to run a restaurant. At the Sunwoo Foundation, Se-ra gives back the demon manual to Gu-won. Gu-won asks Se-ra if she knew about what Sok-min told Do-hee about Chun-sook and Do-hee's parents. Se-ra didn't know about it, and she knows Sok-min told the truth because he believes his mother is capable of doing the worst things. Gu-won asks for Bok-gu's opinion on how he will handle it if someone you believe took you out of hell is actually the one who puts you through hell, referring to Do-hee and Chun-sook. At the end, Bok-ju told Gu-won that he would just try to forget everything and just move on, and that he would choose imperfect happiness over the painful truth. At the office, when Do-hee sees the article about Sok-min's death, she can't help but search for the time of her parents' deaths. She asks Da-jeng about how long the chairman has used her cane. Da-jeng told her that around that time she came and lived with the chairman. Together with Gu-won, they went to the chairman's home. In her office, Do-hee's mind is clouded with uncertainty regarding her parents' deaths. But Gu-won told her that people tend to say the truth on their deathbed. Madam Chun-sook's last message to Do-hee is that she loved her. Then, Do-hee saw the rosary of Chun-sook, and it gave her an idea of where to find the truth. They went to the church, and Do-hee wants to talk to the priest about the chairman. The priest requested that Gu-won let him and Do-hee talk in private. Gu-won had a bad feeling about that meeting, but went outside. The priest recalls the time the chairman requested that he tell Do-hee her confession, if she was not able to. Then, a flashback to the heated confrontation between the chairman and Do-hee's father appears. The dirty work of Madam Chun-sook has been found out by Do-hee's father, and he wants to stop the chairman, but Chun-sook doesn't want to. All of this was witnessed by Sok-min, who is taking a recording of their conversation. Do-hee's parents walk out after threatening the chairman that they will expose her. The chairman follows them in the car. Do-hee's parents are talking about the time. They need to see Do-hee before it's their time. It seems they're referring to their deaths. Then, as Chun-sook tried to overtake them, they both got into an accident. The chairman walks into Do-hee's parents' car. Do-hee's father wakes up and sees that his wife is already dead. Then Gu-won appears. He was there to collect their deal. It turns out that Do-hee's parents made a deal with Gu-won. Madam Chun-sook witnessed everything. Then, Gu-won sees the chairman and offers her a deal before the car of Doohee's parents engulfs in fire. Back at the present, Doohee couldn't believe that Gu-won was the reason for her parents' deaths. Gu-won sensed that something was bothering Doohee, but she told him that everything Sok-min told her was a lie. Before they left the church, Gu-won saw the priest looking at him. At home, Doohee immediately went to the bathroom and cried herself out. Then Gu-won left and went to the church to have a talk with the priest. He learned that he had a deal with Doohee's father before. Gu-won went to the clock tower and remembered the first time he met Doohee's father. And then the lady god appeared. The lady god knew everything, but Gu-won has to find out everything by himself. Then a reminder on his cell phone for a contract expiration appears. On the other hand, Doohee visits the late chairman. She wanted to know what her father's wish was. She went to the Sunwoo Foundation and met Ga Young, who wishes her a happy life. Doohee wants to have a talk with Bok-ju. He tells her to wait inside Gu-won's office. While in the clock room, Doohee heard someone calling the demon. A woman is frantically calling Gu-won. Gu-won appears, and the woman asks for another chance in exchange for her contract with Gu-won. But Gu-won didn't budge as the woman dies in front of him. Doohee witnessed all and then heard a clock stop ticking. Then that clock burst into ashes. As Bok-ju was on his way to Gu-won's office, he saw Gu-won, and she tells him that Doohee is in his office. Doohee nervously walked out of the building and saw Sok-hoon. Then Gu-won calls Doohee, but Doohee steps back, not wanting to be near Gu-won at that moment. While Sok-hoon accompanies Doohee, Gu-won meets the lady god, and tells the lady god that he will still bring sorrow to Doohee no matter what. Then, Gu-won waits outside the building for Doohee. He asks her to take a walk with him. As they walk in the park, Gu-won starts to have a conversation with Doohee, but she interrupts him. Doohee tells him that they should finish decorating the Christmas tree. Gu-won tells Doohee to save herself from hell and let go of her hand. Doohee then tries to call Gu-won multiple times, but he isn't there anymore, even when she looks back. This time, her salvation came to an end. Gu-won disappears.